Chapter 4. Charlotte. The door burst open. "Good morning, my family." Charlotte stepped into the dining hall, practically vibrating with energy. Benedict looked up from his newspaper, one eyebrow raised. "You're in an awfully good mood." Rosamond smiled knowingly from across the table. "Looks like she won a prize at the fair." Charlotte chuckled as she pat her nephew's head affectionately. "Oh, please, I'm always in a good mood." Rosamond's smile turned teasing. "I'm not sure you have been for the last 2 days." Charlotte's cheeks flushed slightly, but she kept her smile bright. "Well, I am now. Anyways, see you guys later." "What? No breakfast today?" Benedict called after her. "Not hungry. Got business to do. Say hello to Lenora when she wakes up." She skipped out before anyone could question her further.
Charlotte moved quickly through the London streets, her practical boots clicking against the cobblestones. She had planned this meticulously. Every detail, every possible outcome. For the past 2 days, Charlotte had been lurking near Cassius Fieri's townhouse. She had seen him step out several times, but always in a hurry, always disappearing into his carriage before she could execute her carefully crafted, coincidental encounter. But today would be different. She had learned his routine. He visited the same famous eatery every morning, a fashionable coffee house where the ton gathered for breakfast and gossip. She knew the path he took, the time he left, the companion who often accompanied him. This time, I'll be ready. She rounded the corner and spotted him immediately. Tall, elegant, impossibly handsome. He was walking with another gentleman, deep in conversation. Bingo. Let's roll. Charlotte adjusted her hat and stepped forward. She timed it perfectly. As Cassius passed, she bumped into his shoulder, stumbling back.
"Oh, my!"
Cassius turned quickly, his hand reaching out to steady her.
My lady, are you all right?"
Charlotte looked up, her eyes wide with feigned surprise. "Yes, I'm fine. So sorry about that. I wasn't looking where I was going."
Cassius's expression shifted from concern to recognition. "It's you," he said, a smile spreading across his face. "You? The horse?"
Charlotte, she supplied, smiling warmly.
"Miss Charlotte," he repeated, bowing slightly. "I didn't expect to see you around here."
She waved a dismissive hand. "Yeah, just running an errand, you know. I have business in this part of town." A lie. A beautiful, necessary lie.
"Oh."
A pause stretched between them. Charlotte seized it.
"Oh, how is the horse?" she asked, tilting her head with genuine curiosity. "Still taking you around?"
"No, Tumble. That's his name, Tumble. He's, okay. I took your advice. But he's still a little troubled," Charlotte offered. "Chaotic?"
"Both, I suppose," Cassius admitted, his shoulders slumping slightly. "I don't know what's wrong with him sometimes. Maybe it's the change of environment. He was gifted to me, you see. A beautiful animal, but he doesn't seem to settle." Charlotte placed a hand on her chin thoughtfully. I could take a look at him, if you don't mind. Maybe groom him a little. Horses often respond to familiar, steady hands."
Cassius's eyes brightened. "You did mention you were into horses."
"Yes," she said simply. "It's my work, actually." He stared at her for a long moment, clearly considering something.
"Lord Vieri," his companion called. "We'll be late."
He smiled, that charming, devastating smile that had haunted her.
"Fine," he said. "I don't mind. You can come take a look. My mansion is at the end of the street. See you tomorrow. If you don't have anything planned, that is.
Charlotte smiled. Sure, tomorrow it is.
Goodbye, Miss Charlotte.
She nodded gracefully. Goodbye. She watched him walk away, his figure growing smaller as he rejoined his companion. Charlotte pumped her fist in the air, a delighted laugh escaping her lips. Yes! Finally! I did it! Ha!
Later that evening, Hartwell Mansion.
You what?
Rosamond's voice cut through the quiet nursery like a thunderclap. Shh, Charlotte hissed, carefully placing the now stirring Lenora back into her crib. Quiet, you're going to wake my niece. Rosamond's eyes were wide, her voice barely contained. Like I said, maybe? Maybe, Rosamond barked, following Charlotte out of the nursery and into the corridor. You're going to work as a stable hand? Or what, a maid? And I should be quiet about it? Charlotte sighed. Just going to look after the horse. Well, that's the plan. Rosamond rubbed her forehead, pacing the corridor. I know I bugged you about marriage and finding the right gentleman, but don't you think this is too much? You're an earl's sister, Charlotte. You have a successful business. You don't need to... Marriage, Charlotte snorted. It's nothing like that. I admire him. You know, I think his performances are extraordinary. I want to be close to him. Just to be near him. Nothing more. Rosamond stopped pacing and fixed her with a knowing look. Nothing more. You're telling me you're reducing yourself to a stable hand for a man you just admire, and it's nothing more? Charlotte's cheeks flushed. It's just, I want to know him, that's all. Charlotte, look at me. Charlotte reluctantly met her friend's eyes. I've known you since we were girls, Rosamond said softly. I've never seen you like this. You don't chase men. You don't swoon over anyone. You've built your own life, your own business, your own everything. And now you're chasing after an opera singer like a lovesick debutante. I'm not lovesick. I just want to be near him, she finally admitted, her voice small. Is that so wrong? Rosamond sighed, her expression softening. No, it's not wrong. But you must be careful, Charlotte. You don't know this man. I'll find out, Charlotte said confidently. That's what tomorrow is for. Rosamond shook her head slowly. Benedict is not going to like this. Charlotte turned to her. And you won't tell him, okay? Promise. She hesitated, clearly torn between loyalty to her husband and loyalty to her best friend. Fine. She hugged her tightly. Thank you. That's why I love you. Whatever, Rosamond muttered, but there was affection in her voice. I still think this is a bad idea, but if you're going to do this, she pulled back, fixing Charlotte with a stern look. You must dress and behave ladylike. A man like that expects a certain decorum, for what it's worth. Charlotte stepped back, her expression firm. I'm not going to change myself for anyone to like me. Yeah. Rosamond waved a dismissive hand. Keep that energy. You might want to change when you actually like him, and find out he prefers ladies who are...
Like who?
Both women froze. Benedict stood in the doorway, his eyes narrowed suspiciously. Nothing, Charlotte chuckled awkwardly, stepping between him and Rosamond. Just talking about our old friend I ran into today, you know, Lady something or other. Rosamond smiled awkwardly. nodding a little too quickly. Yes, just some gossip, nothing important. Benedict's eyes narrowed further. He looked between them, clearly unconvinced. "Oh, right," Charlotte said, stretching theatrically. "It's late and time to retire to my chambers. Good night." She practically fled, her footsteps echoing down the corridor before Benedict could say another word.
Why do I feel you two are hiding something from me?
What? Rosamond laughed awkwardly, pulling him toward their chambers. It's just some gossip. Nothing for you to worry about.
Fine, as long as it's no trouble.
Yes, no trouble at all, she says softly to herself. I hope it works out well for her.
The next day, Cassius Vieri's townhouse. A horse let out a low, rumbling sound, half snort, half whinny, as Charlotte adjusted the saddle. Cassius clapped his hands together, watching Charlotte with barely concealed amazement.
Whoa, that was good. Funny how he won't let me ride him. He practically threw me last week.
Charlotte chuckled as she smoothly dismounted, landing lightly on her feet. Don't put it that way. You saw he struggled at first.
True. That was impressive for a lady. Not all lady knows how to ride a horse.
She smiled. Like I said before, that's what I do. And trust me, in no time I'll have him completely tamed.
Cassius tilted his head, studying her with genuine curiosity. So, 2 times a week will be acceptable for you? And €5?
3 times. The more I can do it, the better for you to explore with him. And we'll talk about the money when I'm done.
I don't want the money, she thought to herself. But if I say that, he'll insist.
Cassius extended his hand. You're doing something big for me. Deal?
She shook it firmly. Deal.
Oh, Cassius said, his tone casual. If I remember correctly, you said you were visiting for some time. Before Charlotte could formulate an answer, My lord, the Duke of Greyhaven is here to see you. The butler appeared at the stable entrance with a grave expression.
Cassius's expression shifted, just for a fraction of a second, but Charlotte noticed. It was like watching a child who knew he was about to be scolded. His easy smile faltered, replaced by something tense and wary. Interesting, she thought. Cassius turned back to her, his smile returning.
Well then, Miss Charlotte, I'll be back shortly. If you need anything, just ask the butler.
Yes, Lord.
I already told you, he said, already turning away. Just Cassius.
She smiled, watching him go. Cassius, she murmured to herself. He said I should call him Cassius. She turned. The butler was still standing there, watching her with a grave expression like she committed a crime. They eyed each other for a moment, before he turned away. What's his problem? Charlotte watched him go, a frown settling on her face. She remembered this morning when she had arrived. The butler had looked her up and down with barely concealed disdain, as if she were something unpleasant he'd tracked in on his shoe.
He doesn't like me, I guess. Charlotte sighed. Well, I didn't come here for the butler's approval. Tumble snorted, nudging her shoulder with his nose. At least you like me, she said, patting his neck.
Minutes later, Cassius opened the door to his study, forcing a bright smile onto his face.
Oh, Duke Hadrian! What a pleasant surprise!
Is it?
Of course, of course. Cassius gestured toward the chair, his voice overly cheerful. Come on, have a seat. Can I offer you some tea? Brandy?
I'm not here for refreshments. I'm here to discuss the accounts, the ones that haven't been settled, the ones I keep finding discrepancies in. Your spending habits, your lifestyle.
He blinked, feigning innocence. What? Come on. What about my reputation? And you know the accounts, I was going to get to those.
You've been saying that for 3 months.
Hadrian moved closer, his voice dropping to a dangerous calm.
Don't play with me, Cassius. You're making less money than you're spending. You can't even manage things on your own.
Cassius chuckled nervously, reaching for a drink and bringing it to his lips. Come on, Hadrian.
Duke, he corrected him.
Cassius swallowed hard. Duke Greyhaven. That's why I've been telling you to fix a date for the opera singing.
Don't try to play funny with me, Cassius. The Duke cut him off. You know I don't invest in falling businesses, so clean up your mess.
Cassius swallowed hard. Yes, my lord.
Hadrian straightened his coat. Good. Juliet will contact you soon. He stopped by the door.
And please cut off the drinking. It won't be good if something happens to your voice, right? Then he was gone.
The sound of a breaking bottle echoed from the study as Hadrian walked away. What a headache, he muttered to himself, having to lecture him on his lifestyle almost every day like a child. He remembered 3 years ago when Cassius had come to him begging to be invested in, promising greatness, promising returns. Of course, I had others I invested in, but he was good. I saw his potential, and in a year, people from around the world came to watch him. I was making good profit. But then he started spending recklessly. At first, it was none of my business, but it became too much. Visiting brothels, alcohol, women in his home at all hours. He was ruining my reputation by association, and I had to do something. Lucky for him, he knows that even with all the fame he has, no one will take him in.
Hadrian sighed, rubbing a gloved hand through his hair. I need some sleep. A movement caught his eye. He turned toward the open stable yard, and there she was. A lady was riding a horse. Her wavy, rosy hair flew behind her, and her green eyes sparkled with joy as she guided the animal through its paces. She was smiling, her whole face alive with happiness. Hadrian froze. Where have I seen her before? He thought.
He studied her more closely. The way she handled the horse, the confidence in her seat, the way she moved with the animal, as if they were one. Wait, that's the horse I gifted Cassius. One of the ones he liked, right? His eyes swept over her. She wasn't dressed like a servant. Her riding habit was too fine for that. But she wasn't dressed like a lady of the ton either. Something about her was different. Is she a maid? Before he knew it, his feet were carrying him across the yard. Then he let out a sharp whistle. The horse ears perked up. The horse practically bolted toward him, almost dragging Charlotte with him.
"Oh my!" Charlotte gasped, struggling to maintain her balance. "Calm down, Tumble."
The horse came to a stop right in front of Hadrian, who reached out and stroked its head with a familiar, practiced hand.
There, boy.
"Excuse me," Charlotte said, her voice sharp. "You could have had me hurt."
Then maybe you shouldn't be on a horse if you don't know how to ride one.
Charlotte dismounted the horse. "What the?" He raised an eyebrow.
What is a lady doing on a horse?
She crossed her arms, meeting his gaze steadily.
Who's asking? I don't remember you being the lord of this house.
What a bold woman. He raised his voice. So you don't know who I am?
Charlotte rolled her eyes. If you made a poster of yourself and posted it everywhere on the street, maybe I would know you.
He curled his fist, chuckling darkly. Bold of a servant to speak to a duke in such a manner.
Servant? Charlotte's eyes flashed. How dare! Then she remembered. She was supposed to be a nobody here. Just Charlotte. The horsewoman. She swallowed her pride.
Hadrian gestured to her outfit. Yes, a servant, no maid. I would say one of Cassius' acquaintances, but you don't look like his type.
Charlotte stared at him, her jaw tight. I should break his head right now, she thought furiously. But remember why we are here. Remember Cassius. Remember Tumble. Don't...
She stumbled back, turned away from him, and began walking toward the stable. She could feel his victorious smile burning into her back.
Though you turned away from me, which is disrespectful, I'll let it go. Because you accepted defeat.
Wait. Defeat? She disrespected me. You should have her fired. But seeing as I was rude at first, I'll give it to her. Well, no woman has ever spoken to me like that. It was entertaining, I guess.
He stroked Tumble one last time and turned away. His name is Robbie, by the way.
Charlotte scoffed internally. What a pompous arse.
Robbie! No! She shouted toward Hadrian's retreating back. It's Tumble, not Robbie, and he likes it like that. The horse was in her face, nudging her shoulder. Don't mind that insufferable man, she murmured. I'll protect you, okay?
As always, don't forget to like, share, subscribe, and turn on your notification to know when I upload the next chapter.